Gonzalez, ground ball. Miller off the mound, bare hand pickup, throw to first, 10 in a row for the Brewers.
What a run. What a run these guys are on. Good for them. Doing everything right.
All things golden for the Brewers.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Will Leach. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, and this is the podcast where we tell you everything you need to know about baseball, and we do it in under 10 minutes. If you're really nice and listen to this entire podcast today, there will be a cameo by my parents' dog, Alice. Know that, at the very least, if you make it to the end, there will be a cute dog. There are so many stories going on in baseball right now, from the Mets collapse to Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, and Cal Raleigh homering all the time. But I can't help but think that we're missing the biggest one right in front of our faces. The absolute madhouse that the Milwaukee Brewers are right now.
One out, and he drills it in the air deep into right center field. He's admiring it as it goes back towards the wall, and it is gone. Brewers back in front, 2-1. Christian Yelich goes deep for the 22nd time this season.
The Brewers cruised past the Pirates 7-1 on Monday night, thanks to homers from Christian Yelich and Bryce Terang and 6 professional veteran innings from Jose Quintana. But the result isn't really that surprising. It is the Pirates after all. But we've got to pause and note how incredible the Brewers have been for 2.5 months now. Their win Monday was their 10th in a row, which would be amazing except for the fact that they just won 11 in a row last month. Since May 25th, the Brewers are 49-16, a face-melting 122-win pace. No one else in the NL is even within 10 games of the Brewers during that span. The Brewers have the best record in baseball. They're 6.5 games up on the Cubs in the NL Central. And if there are any Brewers fans who aren't too superstitious to hear this, their magic number is actually 39. They also have a fan base that is losing its ever-loving mind right now. Just ask manager Pat Murphy. He can see what's going on.
It's the best environment. I've been here 10 years. That's the best environment that I've seen. I mean, it's the best environment. I don't know if we added seats or something. I don't really pay attention too much up there, but I don't know what we did, but it just seems louder, wilder.
The Brewers are the best team in baseball, and they are the best story in baseball. Okay, don't worry. Now we can talk about the Yankees.
Ramirez deals to Chisholm. Deep to right. See ya! A home run for the Yankees' second baseman. 4th Yankee home run. They lead 6-2.
The Yankees came into Monday night in a dark place. They were 2-7 in August. They had scored a total of just 20 runs in their last 8 games. And since June 13th at 20-31, they had the worst record in the American League. They were in danger, girl, and with a loss Monday of falling into a tie with Cleveland for the final wildcard spot in the AL. Facing the team they have dominated to the point of psychological violence over the last 2 decades, the Yankees got back on track Monday with a 6-2 win over Minnesota. The Yanks got solo homers from Jazz Chisholm Jr., Giancarlo Stanton, Ben Rice, and Cody Bellinger, as well as a solid 6 2/3 innings from Will Warren. It was the first Yankees game of the year against the Twins, a team that, since 2002, the Yankees have a 124-44 record against, the best record of any team against any other team in the sport, a 119-win pace.
Swinging a high fly ball left field. That ball is deep. Back it goes. And that ball is gone. How about Alex Bregman? First at bat, returning to Houston. And he hits that one into the Crawford boxes.
Carlos Correa and Alex Bregman were teammates in Houston for 6 years and won a World Series together in 2017. They both end up leaving town, Correa for Minnesota and Bregman for Boston. But on Monday night, they both returned to Houston for the first time since. Bregman in his first game as a visitor and Correa in his first game since returning to Houston at the trade deadline. Bregman celebrated by homering in the top of the first, but the real noise came for Astros fans when Correa made his first walk to the plate in the Astros uniform in nearly 4 years. Once everybody got their emotions out of the way, the Astros went about handing Garrett Crochet his worst loss of the year. He gave up 5 runs in 4 innings as the Astros beat the Sox 7-6. The Astros extended their lead in the AL West to a full game over the Mariners, where the Red Sox lost their 3rd game in a row. After the break, speaking of homecomings, Shohei Ohtani was back in Anaheim on Monday night. Remember, he used to play there. Shohei Ohtani has been so good and such a natural fit for the Dodgers that I can almost feel like he's been there forever. He hasn't. Of course, you may remember his first 6 years were in Anaheim. I mean, he won a couple MVPs there, for crying out loud. He's only been in Dodger Blue for 2 years. For the second time as a Dodger, Shohei returned to Angel Stadium to cheers for an all-time Ribbon Angel. Actually turned out to be a perfect night for Angels fans. You got to see Shohei hit a homer, his 42nd of the season, and his 100th ever in Anaheim. And they also got to see their team beat the Dodgers 7-4. The Angels actually tagged Yoshinobu Yamamoto for 6 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Shohei will actually be pitching against the Angels on Wednesday for the first time. And I don't know, these games are starting to get a little nerve-wracking for the Dodgers. With the Padres' 4-1 win over the Giants on Monday, thanks to 6 excellent innings from the starting to look like himself again, Yu Darvish, the Dodgers leading the NL West. It's down to 1 measly game. Oh, while we're talking Dodgers, over at Dodgers.com/broadcast auction, you can help some people who desperately need it. Hosted by the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, you can bid on items like a signed game-worn Shohei Ohtani jersey, an opportunity to throw out the first pitch of an upcoming game at Dodger Stadium, and even the chance to host a private party with the 2024 World Series trophy. And all net proceeds from the auction will benefit organizations supporting those impacted by the Eaton and Palisades fires. So yeah, go get some stuff and help some folks at Dodgers.com/broadcast auction. We only had 11 games on Monday night, which is kind of an abbreviated schedule. So let's hit the rest of the games and the whip around. Kyle Schwarber's career high in homers is 47, hit 2 years ago with these Phillies. Pretty sure he's going to blow past that this year. He was 42nd Monday night, a 2-run shot in the 8th inning as the Phillies beat the Reds 4-1. The Phillies have now won 4 in a row and extended their lead in the National League East over those Mets to 6 games. Brendan Donovan had missed the previous 2 games with groin tightness, ouch, but brought in the pinch hit in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Cardinals, delivered a 2-run double to give St. Louis a 3-2 win over the Rockies. The Rockies have now lost 8 in a row. Cardinals, meanwhile, wait, are they only 3 games behind the Mets in the NL wildcard? Can that be right? Walk-off alert!
The 1-2. There's a swing, and that one of it stays fair. Ends it. Fair ball. And the Rangers win it in the 10th. Maybe the most unlikely comeback of the year.
After Randy Tellez tied the game in the bottom of the 9th with a homer, Jake Berger, singled in the winning run in the bottom of the 10th as the Rangers fought all the way back from a 6-1 deficit to beat the Diamondbacks 7-6 in a World Series rematch. Anthony Eovaldi gave up 5 runs in that game, something I didn't even know was possible, raising his ERA rate to 1.71, which is still pretty good now that I'm looking at it. Spencer Torkelson homered in the 9th inning of a 1-1 tie right before the rain came down in Chicago. When the 63-minute delay was over, the Tigers quickly wrapped up a 2-1 win over the White Sox. Junior Caminero, his 33rd homer. He's actually on pace to break Carlos Pena's club record of 46 set back in 2007 as the Rays ended their 3-game losing streak with a 7-4 win over the A's. Salvador Perez isn't taking Cal Rowley's run at his all-time homer mark for a catcher lying down. Perez homered and scored twice as the Royals crawled back within a game of 500 with a 7-4 win over the Nationals. Perez's 21st homer, so hey Sal, you're only 24 behind Rowley. Just keep swinging, buddy. And that's all for today's Morning Lineup Podcast. Thank you for listening. Please be sure to give us a rating and review and tell everyone you know about this podcast. Whew, my 3-day run of doing podcasts in a row, 3 straight days, is over. You may now feel free to tend to your headache. Matt Monaghan will be with you tomorrow. I will return Friday morning. And look, there's a dog. Say hi, Alice. Alice says woof.